Dear CSEA, a forest fire ravaged through our town and destroyed my home and the life we had built for ourselves for decades.
Dear CSEA, my husband recently had a stroke. Shortly after, I had to remove him from life support.
Dear CSEA, my father died after falling ill from COVID-19.
Dear CSEA, we lost everything during a fire, even including some of our beloved pets.
Dear CSEA, my dad passed away unexpectedly of a heart attack.
Over the years, we have had the blessing of being able to help countless members. Last year alone, we were able to help 206 members during their darkest times with over $85,000. And by we, I really do mean you and I. Because the Dorothy Bjork Assistance Fund is pulled exclusively from donations from members, staff, and benefit partners. CSEA gets hundreds of these letters every year, and we do our best to help as many people as possible with the money donated by members. Houses that have burned down, funerals for lost loved ones, medical bills, even domestic abuse. There's so much help that can be given to people looking for a little relief during a time when they're at their lowest points. Having to choose between them is probably the hardest job for the Humanitarian Fund Committee. There are limited resources, so who receives assistance and who doesn't is a heavy responsibility that we take extremely seriously. The simple truth is that the more people can give, the more people can be helped. So I call on you, my union family, to do what you can to dig deep and give back. I have some stories to read, but while I do, I'd like you to hear about some of the people whose lives we've already touched.
Yeah, I'm Don Williamson. I've lived in Plumas County here for a little over 40 years. I've been a CSEA member for the last 14, managing the warehouse for Plumas Unified School District. I've been living on that hillside since 1985. Yeah, over the last 15 years, we've been evacuated probably 5 or 6 times. Most of the time you're back in the house in 2 or 3 days. This evacuation started in July. It's amazing the things that you forget to take with you when you go. Unfortunately, I left a car and way too much stuff in the house. And on August 4th, my house burnt completely to the ground. The entire town is devastated. It burnt everything down except for the one grocery store and the school. They are still, even as we speak, doing cleanup. When I first rode back into town with the fire department, I couldn't believe how just decimated it was. It was just gone. Well, yeah, this used to be the house. I mean, it's where the property where the house used to sit was right here. This was my dog's yard for my little Skipper Key dog that we had. And yeah, this is all that's left of it, is nothing. So, all I got left is the view. Everything had all collapsed in. It had a tin roof, so all the tin roof was still basically together. It was just laying on top of all the debris. Nothing left but a few trees. Life in the mountains, as we know it, it changes in a heartbeat with a lightning strike or a PG&E accidental burn. Anything can happen. This assistance is something that I never even thought of asking for anything until this happened to me, and all of a sudden it was like, well, what are we going to do day to day? And my son-in-law wasn't working, and neither was my daughter, because they were both evacuated, and money was getting tight because we couldn't really get anywhere except for the bank here at Plumas Bank in Quincy. The money that I received from CSEA really helped feed us for a couple of weeks there while we were all living off the barbecue. I will certainly donate money before my retirement back into this fund. It's not something that you think about, but when it comes around and it is time to donate, please make a donation. This is a very worthwhile fund. A sincere thank you for what came at a most opportune moment. You don't realize what a catastrophe this is to walk away from everything until it actually happened. And CSEA helped a lot.
Hi, my name is Scott Chappell. I work with Palo Alto 301. I'm a paraeducator in the special ed department, and this is my third year with the district and with CSEA. So recently, my mother passed away in February, and her younger brother, my uncle, also passed away a few months before that. I'd spent a lot of money traveling between Arizona and San Jose, where my mom lived in Arizona. So by the time my mom's passing came in February, I had gone through a lot of my savings, and I just I had nothing left over to do the things that were needed to be done. And I didn't realize it and then rent day comes, and all of a sudden there's not the funds for the rent. Everything just kind of unraveled in terms of me feeling like I had any kind of control on anything, and being her only child kind of added to that stress of not knowing where to turn or who to turn to, or having anyone to even experience that with me. It was a moment in my life where I truly felt the only child. At some points, I almost wanted a sibling to fight over decisions with, just because I needed someone else to share what I was feeling. Knowing that I had my coworkers and my union supporting me as well was that bit of siblingry that they provide. That's what we're known for, and that's my experience with this union, is that we're here to take care of each other regardless of what we do. We're all there for one purpose, to help each other. I've been donating to the humanitarian fund for as long as I've been a part of this union, and now it's come full circle. I've been able to apply for it and experience the need for it and how much it helps. That little bit of help, that little bit of acknowledgement, knowing that your union has your back, made a world of difference for me. The support that I feel from my coworkers and my union is a little bit of extra safety net emotionally. The humanitarian fund was just a little bit of help that's still helping me get to the other side. It's definitely in the back of my head all the time.
This is a letter that gets me every time I read it. Now, we couldn't record an interview for this one for safety reasons. That will make sense in a minute. We never want people to be afraid to ask for help or have anything stand in the way of providing them much needed assistance. This is a letter from a humanitarian assistance applicant who found herself under difficult circumstances, to say the least. I've received permission to read it to you. To my union family. For many years, I was in a controlling and abusive relationship that I always made excuses for. When my husband of 18 years began spiraling, lying, drinking, and turning his aggression on the children, I knew I needed to get out. I was a financial prisoner, however, and couldn't turn to the people I trusted, so I decided to privately file for a domestic violence restraining order. He immediately moved all his income and moved out without requesting to see the kids. Although I was granted child support, he refused to pay. And the day after the courts pulled money from his paycheck, he quit his job. We have been in court since 2019. I had to leave our home due to a foreclosure, and there have been so many times where I am unable to pay certain bills at the rental. We've had our utilities shut off and lost our health insurance. I've had to beg at times for $20 for groceries. I have missed work so much. I used all of my sick leave and had to take full days off for court, and those went unpaid. I finally realized I was sinking into a deep depression and couldn't see the end of this. I have been advised that I could possibly qualify for some sort of assistance with my finances to help my children and I get by during this difficult time. Any help would be appreciated. Thank you. Just a few months ago, CSEA recently checked in with this member to see how she has been since receiving humanitarian assistance from the Dorothy Bjork Assistance Fund. I am thrilled to share the following update. I have a very hard time asking for help, so this was a big leap for me. Life has thrown me many curveballs lately, but I've learned to concentrate on just today. I am very blessed for many reasons. It may seem small to some, but with the help from CSEA, it allowed me to financially handle other expenses like my utilities and groceries. My purpose and calling has always been to teach children and to be an amazing mother. I put my all in both of those categories. When life starts to rattle your plans or your safety, you either get stronger or it knocks you down. I was determined to become stronger, but life kept problems my way. When CSEA accepted the request, I was able to shift my priorities back on my children and students. It's not over yet, but I am blessed and grateful to be a part of CSEA for 14 years now. I hope this program will remain so other families can get the help they need. Thank you all again. Asking for help is hard, but it is an incredibly brave thing to do. I don't think people really understand that until they experience it themselves. That is why it is so important that we show support for our union family and let them know that they have been heard. Our hearts break with our siblings in need, and I just want to say, we love you all very much, and we want to help. Past Association President Dorothy Bjork created the Assistance Fund nearly 4 decades ago. And since then, it has helped thousands of members in need get through difficult times. We're all in this together, and this union family has your back. I call on every member from SoCal to NorCal to find it in your hearts to give to the fund so that we can help more people like the sister and brothers you've heard from today. Hope is such a wonderful and powerful gift to give. To be able to help pull someone out of their darkest day and into the light and back on their feet and moving forward once again. Because if not us, then who? Please give whatever you can. And if you're never in need, don't be afraid to give us a call. We are a family and we stick together.